Okay.
All right, good morning, everyone. Y'all don't stop eating on my behalf. Y'all keep on eating. I can be loud. Get her off the breakfast chomping there. But my name is Hunt Fitzgerald. I'm the chairman of the board of Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce, and this morning's breakfast is being sponsored by the United Way. Appreciate you guys hosting this for us, and appreciate the program you're going to share with us today. Normally at this point, Alicia would come up and share some announcements, so I'm going to do my best Alicia impression that I can. No, I'm not. I'm just going to tell the announcements. So, Personality Festival is next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. It is right around the corner. Food, rides, vendors, entertainment. It's good Friday from 5 to 10, Saturday from 10 to 4. Please come out. It's a good time. And we're putting a lot of work into it, especially Melissa. Melissa's putting all the work into it. Leadership Person County 2017 registration is open for this exciting program. Everyone should have a flyer at your seat. If you or someone you know would like to benefit from learning more about the Person County community and expanding a network of contacts, now is the time to sign up. Contact the Chamber to find out more details. The next business after hours is Friday, September 8th. At Dalton Sports Bar and Grill. This event will be hosted by Dalton Sports Bar and Grill and Pointer and Associates. So that's going to be the Friday after Labor Day. That is coming up right around the corner. And I want to recognize a few elected officials that have come in with us today. We have Jimmy Clayton with the County Commissioners. Thank you, Jimmy. Marilyn Newell. Hi, Mayor. City Councilman Henry Daniels. Treasurer Lee Tanya Wilson. And Board of Education Margaret Bratcher. And did I miss anyone? Oh, I'm sorry, Sheriff. Sheriff Dewey Jones. And I had a check mark by your name, and I just skipped right over it. I was ready to get down to Tanya and call her out. All right, now I think, Margaret, it is your time.
He is a little taller than I am. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. I'm Margaret McMahon with the Person County Tourism Development Authority. And this morning, I am a board member as well as the treasurer of the Person County United Way. Thank you for coming out this morning to help us celebrate 50 years of service to this community. Look back at 1967. The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, wed Priscilla. A gallon of gas was only 33 cents. And if you were a fan of the popular TV show, The New Adventures of Superman, you need to come see the free movie in January the 5th at the Kirby, which will be the original Superman movie, and the United Way will be selling the concessions. I'd like you to meet the team who comprise our local United Way. Now, some of our board members are working and could not be here today. However, the United Way board is made up of some hard-working individuals who work for the good of our community. When your name is called, please stand. Barbara Ariel, retired from the Person County Schools. Hyacinth Kinley with GKN. Judy Bradshaw, Person County Schools. Kyle Crumpton, he's our vice chairman, New Way Cleaners. Peggy Davis, Roxborough Savings Bank. Alicia Puryear, Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce, who is enjoying being at home as a new mother. Ann Garrett, our secretary, Partnership for Children. Sharon Slaughter is our president. She's the North Carolina Farm Bureau. Kelly Foti, our director. Christy Bray, our accountant. And our newest members, Evan Walker, pastor at Roxborough Presbyterian Church. And Dr. Z, who he gave me permission to call him Dr. David Z, the CEO of First Memorial Hospital. Thank y'all. that come before us, and a few shots of our United Way leaders. We've had pictures from the 1980s and one from the 1990s. The people who actually deserve the most recognition are the employee campaign coordinators. On the screen are the list of employee-run campaigns, and our director, Kelly Fody, will be contacting you the next couple of weeks to help you with your campaign and bring you the materials that you may need. Now, for those coordinators who happen to be here today, would you please stand? And if you've got your team members with you, have them stand with you. Because United Way would not be successful without the generosity of local businesses and the efforts by their employee campaign coordinators. So would your coordinators please stand? And thank you for your dedication to building a stronger community. Each year, a new group of volunteers face the difficult task of determining which needs are most pressing in our community. Now, this is a photo from the 80s of board members meeting with a funded partner. And funded partner agencies are chosen within our key focus areas of health, education, and income. The 2017 funded partner agencies are the Christian Health Center, Learning Connections at Earl Bratcher Preschool, Person County 4-H, Person County Arts Council, the Youth Summer Theater, Elementary Residency Program, Live Summer Shows, and Art Expression Camp. The Person County Needle Workers, Person County Partnership for Children Imagination Library, Person County Senior Center Meals on Wheels, the Person County Sheriff's Office, the Great GREAT Camp, and Special Olympics of Person County. I just want to briefly just say that last weekend there was a great fundraiser for Special Olympics with the Catfish Crawl Mud Run, and John Lee, is here today. I'm sure he'll be happy to show you the picture of his after shot of running. Each of these agencies have an information table here today, so please stop by and hear more about their work. So let's give them all a round of applause. I'm going to turn this over momentarily to Judy Bratcher.
Good morning again, everyone, and thank you all for coming out to support us this morning. As Margaret said, I'm Judy Bratcher, and I'm the Career and Technical Education Director for Person County Schools and a United Way board member. At your seat this morning, you have the 2016 annual report that we would like to share with you. If you take a look at the chart on the back of your report, you will see that 46% of our local United Way dollars went to education. And you know that makes me very happy. In 2008, United Way began a 10-year initiative across the nation to reduce high school dropout rates. We are proud to say that Person County dropout rate was cut in half ahead of schedule. Our school systems are working hard to support Person County children, but they can't do it alone. Take a look at this video illustrating the need for the birth to 12-18 spectrum.
Like 1 million babies each year, Jamie's been born into a low-income family. And since Jamie's mom lacked access to good prenatal care, Jamie is much smaller than Jordan. And since they won't have access to brain-developing activities found in high-quality childcare, low-income children like Jamie will be 2 times more likely to experience developmental delays. It probably won't surprise you that by their 3rd birthday, Jamie's been exposed to a lot fewer words than Jordan. A whole lot fewer. And I imagine Jamie's 4th birthday won't be much better. By the time they reach kindergarten, Jamie will have already fallen behind Jordan in language and reading skills by 12 to 14 months. And getting to school on a regular basis will be perhaps Jamie's biggest challenge. Unfortunately, a myriad of health, transportation, and housing problems will cause between 5 and 7.5 million Jamies to be chronically absent this year. But with summer right around the corner, you'd think Jamie would have plenty of time to catch up with Jordan then. Sadly, summer presents new challenges for Jamie. A mountain of challenges. You see, every summer, Jordan's learning will evolve by a month because of access to libraries, field trips, and camps, while Jamie will lose 2 months of student learning every summer because good habits such as reading haven't been reinforced. By the time they reach 3rd grade, Jamie will be between 2 and 2.5 school years behind Jordan in critical reading skills. And how much more likely is Jamie to drop out than Jordan because he can't read at a 3rd grade level? 13
We thank you this morning for watching our video, and as you see, research shows that children reading by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate high school on time. Your monetary support for the Person County United Way funds and local agencies to provide early childhood programs to start school ready to learn, summer programs to reduce the gap, and educational programs beyond those school systems can provide. We can't all provide that due to limited funding. So we ask that you make your pledge in the 2017 campaign to ensure that every child, and I mean every child in our community, has the opportunity for success. We thank you again this morning.
Thank you, Judy. Volunteers are an integral part of our success. Here's a look at the volunteer award recipients from 1990. In 2016, volunteers remain the heart of our funded programs with over 33,000 volunteer hours logged. Today, we'd like to recognize 3 of these volunteers with the Goki Award. This is the highest degree of personal dedication and service in a volunteer capacity to Person County United Way partner agencies. Award recipients, please come forward when your name is announced. In the area of education, this Goki Award recipient has been a role model for children in our community. She shares her life experiences and the effects our choices make on our future as well as on our family, in the hopes that these children will make wise choices at a time in their life when peer pressure abounds. Whether the day may call for a classroom setting or the gym floor, for 7 years this individual has volunteered 4 full weeks of her time each year to help guide our youth to safe and responsible lives. We want to say a thank you to Iko McLaughlin for her dedication to youth in the great summer camp. Appreciate it. Can't do it without people like you.
Kids are really great.
Thank you. In the area of health, this Goki Award recipient doesn't just deliver Meals on Wheels to an individual. This individual also becomes a friend to their homebound older adult, recognizing the needs and providing without being asked or needing recognition. When the pantry is getting bare, this individual ensures it is filled. When someone has increasing difficulty walking, this individual notifies the proper authorities. When there isn't enough money to buy food for a beloved pet, this individual finds a way. We would like to say a special thank you to Dr. Eileen Mikett for over 20 years of service to our community through the Person County Senior Center. Dr. Mikett. Thank you. In the area of income, the Goki Award recipient has been volunteering twice a week for 5 years. This dedicated volunteer has been instrumental in the organization of a needed service and trains other volunteers to model quality service and compassion. She arrives to assist with one task, yet lends a hand when she is needed until all the work is completed before leaving for the day. As stated by her nominee, her humble Christian spirit touches each person with whom she interacts. Thank you, Janet McKinney, for your service to the community through the Christian Help Center. Thank you. Now you could be one of these next year. I'm going to ask Kevin Crabtree of the Great Summer Camp to come speak for just a moment. Oh, excuse me, we've got the sheriff. This is good. Yeah. Thank you.
you. You said 2 to 3 minutes. That's one reason I let Crabtree come up. I want to say a special thanks to Iko. This is a very deserving award. She has been with a great program, and actually I go when I can. But I went one day and walked with her because she was helping me at a time when we had a lieutenant without step up without being asked. The story that she goes with these kids, if she don't hit them in the heart, there's nobody that can. So thank you. A little bit about the great program. I would like to say first thank you to United Way, because the goal to help our kids started when I was actually on my first campaign trail before I even won the election. There was a grant opportunity, and Crabtree at the time in his role was in the schools. He came to me, so we started on this before I ever won the election, so that it would be in place from day one. This has grown to the point now. This year we touched 240 kids and had over 20 volunteers that came to our camps. Our number one goal from the start was to reach as many kids to make a difference. That was really our only goal. This spring at the sheriff's conference, different sheriffs got up to speak about what they're doing in their community for their kids. And I'm not a goal person to try to reach, to outdo, or anything like that. I do it, just to help the kids. They started speaking, and they was talking about what an accomplishment they had to reach 30 kids for one day. I'm thinking to myself, really? Another one spoke, and they did it for 1 week, and they reached about 40 kids. And then they asked anybody in the audience, what are you doing? I said, we've grown to 4 weeks, and we're touching 200 to 250 kids every year. And after that, I think that we're the only county in the state of North Carolina that's ever done that many kids. So I am very proud of my team. Wow. Lieutenant Hughes here is the main leader, and our SROs are in the schools. As soon as school is out, this year they took 1 week and went straight back into camps. So thank you to y'all. Woo! What we do here in Person County has been recognized worldwide. I never dreamed that. We did the families component of the great. We did the court systems. We were recognized and were invited, and a team of us went to El Salvador, which is a gang-infested country, to teach their officials what we're doing in Roxborough, Person County, North Carolina. So we are. And we have the only. You don't have time to do it anymore, but we have the only great certified instructor that goes out and instructs, who is Chief Deputy Crabtree, the only one in the state of North Carolina certified to go out and teach. And I'm very proud to say that we have some mornings class right now to continue this, to go out and teach. But thank you, United Way. Without your support, because we do, each week is 50 plus kids, and the time we feed them, and it takes quite a bit of money. But thank goodness so far we've been able to do it with everybody's help, and just say thank you.
Maynell Harper with the Senior Center.
Good morning. Person County Senior Center, Person County Council on Aging has been a big part of aging in Person County for a long time, and United Way has been a big part for both of those agencies as well. Various programs. Kelly went back to look for us and couldn't find everything, but it looks like United Way has supported aging in Person County all the time, and we're very proud to be a recipient of that. We're very proud that one of our volunteers has been recognized this morning, Dr. Mikett. 37 years she's volunteered at Council of Aging with the Senior Center. She delivers Meals on Wheels to folks who are probably younger than her sometimes. We don't ask age. Dr. Mikett has helped us in so many ways. Currently, she delivers Meals on Wheels twice a week. If you follow her or go with her on the route, they're not just people she gives meals to. They're her family. They look at her for help. They look at her for a hug. They look at her for that hot meal. They look at her for her smile. They look at her to tell their problems. and she's going to help them find a way to solve those problems. We could not run senior services in Person County without volunteers. We are serving almost 300 people every day, either on site or in their homes. We have 3 full-time staff and 2 part-time staff. What we do have is over 100 dedicated volunteers, and that's what makes it work, and that's the beautiful thing about Person County, that you all are all invested in this community and invested in the city, the county, but most importantly, you're invested in the people who live and work here. And we can't thank you enough for your continued support. Remember, United Way is a local supporter. They support your community. I think they're called community impact grants. That's what they do. Volunteers make it work. Dr. Mikett, you deliver meals, you painted murals, you bought cat and dog food for people, you bring food for our food pantry, you make me laugh. She's got great ideas. She's involved. She's concerned. She cares. She's everything Person County volunteers are. So thank you.
Cynthia Wilson with the Christian Help Center.
I am proud to stand before you to say the Christian Help Center is alive and well, and it is because of volunteers in the United Way. There is so much we do at the Christian Help Center to help those who are impoverished. Just as you saw in the video, we try to equalize some of the situations that people have when they're in poverty so that their kids can be successful, they can be successful, and hopefully they can be able to have good income. We represent not just the Christian Help Center, but also the Success Initiative. Volunteers are the key. And one of the things that the United Way does is to support the concept of volunteers supporting those activities that we do in Person County. Jeanette is a wonderful soul. And she comes in twice a week dedicated, and she touches the lives of the clients that come into the Christian Help Center. But not only the lives of those, but the lives of the other volunteers. She'll take in a new volunteer and train her up so that she'll be ready to work. She also comes downstairs after she works, and she works through the soup kitchen and communicates with the clients and helps serve food. But also her smile makes the rest of us in the center be able to do more and more. The thing about volunteerism is that we have a lot of people who walk in, they volunteer for a couple hours, and they feel like they've done it. You don't see them again, or if you do, it's a few months later. But there are a few golden people, golden volunteers who come day after day, week after week. They have their particular time that they come in, and they come in humbly, serving people as they should as Christians. It is important to us that we have good volunteers, because as Renelle said, she only has a few staff. I only have 3 full-time staff, which is 5 hours a day. And then part-time staff, too, that are paid by another agency. But we have numerous volunteers who make what happens at the Christian Help Center happen. We give away food to 1,500 families a month. We help over 500 with their clothing. We help with school supplies. We help with medical co-pays. And without people like Jeanette, and without the support of the United Way, we would not be able to do this. So we thank Person County. We thank the United Way, and we thank those of you who have stepped up to be volunteers. There is no other center like what we have in Person County anywhere in the surrounding counties. And they are actually coming to see how we run our services. And those from the local areas in Virginia are also wondering, how do we do what we do? And it's simple. We do it with volunteers and by working in Christ's path.
Peggy Davis with Roxborough Savings.
We are proud to be the agency that brings our community together for a good common goal, caring for our community. The needs have changed through the generations, but what stands the same is the goal for a better future for our children and the compassion for our neighbors. At this time, I think they're going to pass out our cup. If you have any questions or comments at this time, we can take those. to say the United Way has been an integral part of the history. Neighbors helping neighbors is a value that has held true in our community. In 1967, a group of individuals met to formalize a process addressing the needs of our community. 3 of those individuals signed the Articles of Incorporation February the 23rd, 1967. Thomas Gillihan, Henry Daniels, Terry T. Mashee. Whether you have benefited from the services, giving volunteer time to partner agencies, struggled through heartbreaking decisions on the community investment team, advocating funds, led the agency on the board of directors, or made a donation to the United Way, there's always a way to get involved. 50 years later, we are still joining our community together. It's together that we make this place that we call home the best it can be.
I'm putting on my cupcake hat. I want to share a quick story with you. Many years ago on an island, there lived a very wise king. And right before his coronation, there were some young folks who thought they were going to make him look funny and silly and show him up, that he's not the always wise person that he thinks he is. Well, one of the buddies said, how are we going to do this? He said, oh, very easy. Right before the coronation, I'm going to go up to him and I'm going to say, if you're so wise, tell me what I have in my hands. And if he is very wise, he'll know that I have a bird. And they said, well, what good is that going to do if he guesses what you have? And he says, well, I'm going to ask the man to say, is the bird alive or dead? And if he says the bird is alive, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to break its neck, open up my hands and show him that the bird is really dead, that he is not all-powerful and all-knowledgeable. And if he says the bird is dead because it's not making any sound, I'm going to open up my hands and let the bird fly away to freedom. So the day of the coronation comes, and right before the coronation, these young fellows go up to him and say, wait a minute, we don't think that you're all knowledgeable and all powerful, and we're going to show you. If you know everything, what do I have in my hands? And the king looked at the young man and said, I believe you have a bird. I think it's our bird of peace, the dove. And he said, well, you're right, that's what it is. But is this bird alive or dead? And the chief looked at him and said, it's up to you. It's up to you whether the bird is alive or dead. And that is the way it is today. It is up to each of us here whether this United Way program lives united, because we really need it, especially at this time. And whether it's going to be successful, we need all of you, as you're enjoying that cupcake, to think about the sweetness of your life and what your contribution monetarily, on a volunteer basis, makes to this organization. Donors are the icing on our cupcakes. Without you, we'd just be plain old muffins. As you eat your cupcake later today, please fill out that pledge form so that we can make our 50th anniversary the best year yet for our community. The cherry on top is committing to making our home, Person County, the best that it can be. So to kick off this monumental occasion of 50 years of bringing the community together with this, we're going to sing the Happy Birthday song. I'm going to ask maybe Henry Daniel to come up, since I think he was one of the former members, to be a part of this. And we've got to help to blow out the candles. Barbara, you're going to help us lead the singing and the traditional Happy Birthday to the Person County United Way. And Henry, get up here so you can blow out this candle. Use some of that hot air.
She nailed it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Person County United Way. Happy birthday to you. Again, thank you so much for coming, and I'm going to turn the rest of the ceremony over to us.
that's short. So those of you who took pictures of the cake, make sure you have some context on them because we don't want people thinking that Henry just turned 50. Trying to find my note. I lost one of my notes to find out when the next Good Morning Coffee Hour is, but I do not have it. And I'm sure you guys will get an email from Alicia in about 2 weeks. But thanks for everybody coming out. I just wanted to tell a personal side story about my interaction with United Way and the Great Summer Camp. I've dealt with the Great Summer Camp for the last 4, 5, 6 years at Palace Point. And these guys do a great job with the kids. I mean, they don't take any junk off of them. Those kids are the most well-behaved kids that ever set foot in Palace Point. But they also develop relationships with these kids. So these kids remember as they grow up that the police aren't the bad guy, the police are the good guy. So they're going to go through the rest of their life remembering that. Because they're developing these deep relationships. And Iko, your award is well deserved. I wish you guys could see the way she interacts with these kids because it is amazing. Truly amazing. But United Way, thanks for all you guys do. Donors, thank you for what you do. Don't forget our next coffee hour, which is to be determined in the email by Alicia, because I lost my notes. September 13th. Do we know the sponsor? I lost my sheet. It's on substance abuse, September 13th. Should be a good one. So mark your calendars. Don't forget the personality next weekend. Be there or be square. And that's all that we have. Thank you for coming out. I know everybody's anxious to go back to work. Have a good day.